Wild Blue Yonder is kinda weird.
Joel.
I think if you asked most people to describe, what they think a Doctor Who 60th anniversary special would be, it wouldn't be The Thing mixed with Alien with kind of a visual hint of Spy Kids, but somehow it entirely works for me. Wild Blue Yonder is the standout episode of this current run of Doctor Who, in my opinion, and we've had more episodes after this, but I always come back to Wild Blue Yonder. But then again, why is this an anniversary special, and why do I keep coming back to it? It's bookended by one episode that's adapting a 1970s comic, and then another that serves as a sequel to a previous fan-favourite story from 1966, so what's so special about this one? Well, for me, it's how it's in conversation with the future of the show and the current conversation around AI, and how it welds both conversations into one.
You alright?
My arm's too long. Look.
This episode sees the Doctor and Donna terrorised by doppelgangers of themselves called the Not Things, who have trouble adjusting to shape, trouble perceiving depth and dimension, and trouble convincingly imitating the Doctor and Donna. Sound familiar? The Not Things are stand-ins for generative AI, soulless, formless, Uncanny Valley type imitations of the Doctor and Donna who feel right at home with AI software like Sora. It's a necessary warning against the show's future using generative AI, and that is why I feel it works as an anniversary special in conversation with the future of the show. It is an uncanny episode in many respects, and the whole thing is designed to make you feel that something's a little bit off. And this is actually something it sets up in the pre-title sequence.
Shavati, Havati, Mavity.
Mavity Field.
Mavity. It's a joke, and I think it's kind of funny, but it could also be seen as a sort of type of AI-generated slip-up which you often get when you get AI to generate text. So obviously this is trying to say Please Public Cool Box, but it looks like alphabet soup. So is Mavity kind of the AI-generated version of Gravity? I think so, and it adds to the kind of uncanny nature of this episode. The uncanny nature of the episode also extends to the VFX, and what I'm about to say isn't a bad thing at all, but look at these backgrounds, look at how the lighting matches. It's consistent, but something's off. And look, this could very well just be a production error, but I think within the context of the Uncanny Valley, I think it lends itself very well to the overall atmosphere of the episode. Plus, it actually ends up being used against the Doctor and Donna. It's this idea that technology can be used against us, but so long as we literally don't let it outpace us, that's what Jimbo is. He's a slow-learning machine, who is in direct contrast to the Not Things, who, they're sort of like machine learning AI. They use the Doctor and Donna's respective insecurities to learn more about them, become fuller beings, exploit them to create a more fulfilled false identity, and then that begins to blur the lines between what's real and what's not.
Who's the head of the choir?
Mrs. Bean!
And why is Mrs. Bean funny?
Because it's the name of a vegetable given to a woman. It is.
The Not Things eventually learn so fast and so quickly that even the Doctor can't tell the difference between the fake Donna and the real Donna. But it's always going to be the small details that still give the Not Things away. This is also AI generated, and it's somewhat of an improvement over what was shown previously, but there's still details here and there that give it away. So no matter how fast machine learning can become, it'll still never be able to generate the human factor. All in all, I think Wild Blue Yonder is the best episode of Russell's return to Who. It bases almost every idea it has on the central theme of not trusting generative AI. It's what this show needed to propel itself into the future, and it proves that Russell still has something to say when he really walks into a script. If I'm going to be honest, I haven't really loved what's come since this episode. I love Shooty, I love Millie, I think Boom and 73 Yards and Rogue are fantastic. But there's a lot of other episodes where I've seen issues that have felt like what would happen if you asked an AI to generate an episode of Doctor Who. Here's a returning villain whose presence leads nowhere. Here's an allusion to a returning character for whom the allusion literally goes nowhere. I know this show can do better. I want this show to do better, while Blue Yonder is a shining example of that, so I hope it will end up having served as a legitimate blueprint for the show's future, and not just the exception.